It it is really hard to take care of yourself. There's so many different things that you have to do, or I should quote, have to do, because you got people telling you about nutrition, you got people telling you about exercise, you got people saying, oh, you should go get a massage every month to get your lymphatic system going. You should, I don't even know all the things, but y'all know what I'm saying. There's probably a commercial about every single one of it, of things that we need to do, and they're going to sell us money to do it better. So the best that we can do is the best that we can do. And so y'all have y'all have been committed to coming to Tai Chi, and that gives us so many benefits. I know that what it does for me, other than being able to connect with you and help you on your journey, it helps me with reducing that stress, or some of those like spastic moments where I'm letting my brain get away from me. It helps me like center myself and kind of calm down. I get in that Tai Chi zone and it just feels good. It's rhythmic, and I just really enjoy it and what it does for me. But that's not enough for me. I have to do more than that. I go to do some weight training to help with the building of that muscle. And but I need the fork training, this one right here. That's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to learn a little bit about fork training. If I come across any good recipes, I will share them with y'all so that y'all can, learn something too. It always makes me feel better when I can help others and share information. All right. Let's see. Where'd my pen go? I'm going to take our attendance. 3. I don't know if Miss Annie will join us today. Miss Nora, are you in Albany?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I had this great idea that I think I would like to try to make a trip to Albany and get all the people who take Tai Chi in that area to come, and we'll have an in-person day. So I'm going to talk to Sam about that and see what she thinks. I think that would be really cool. And like, if Linda, if you wanted to go with me, and I talked to Sharita about it, if she wanted to go, then maybe we could just bring everybody together, and that may be kind of fun. So,
And you would teach Tai Chi at a location
yeah, just
in Albany?
yeah, just a one-time thing. Just a like kind of a meet and greet type thing. I mean, I'm not famous or anything, but it's just cool how we can come together every week. I've been to Miss Linda's house several times, so I know Miss Linda in person. I've been to Sharita, met Sharita in Eastman. She came to one of my in-person programs. So I just think it'd be fun to meet people who we've met each other online for years and never met each other in person. So that's kind of an idea that I had. So I'm going to talk to Sam and see what she thinks. So I'll get back to you on that. But I was just kind of seeing, I thought that's where you were, and I was just curious if maybe that may be something you may be interested in. So, well, it'll probably be this summer because I'm not doing farmers market this year. So I get to make a different schedule for the summer. And I'm kind of glad. I needed a break from that program. All right. We're getting in our stable stance. I'm letting go any tension that may be, and specifically in my shoulders. And you see me kind of rolling my shoulders a little bit. I'm, paying attention to my jaw, making sure I'm not holding tension there. I'm familiar with the places that I personally hold tension, so I know to go there. Sometimes I will roll my hips back. That causes tension, so to roll my hips forward and keep that tension off of my lower back. So, Tai Chi has given us that gift of body awareness. And so we just scan through our body and see maybe what's not being held in the right way, and then we fix it. So before we even get started, we do that. Get in that habit of breathing. So often we hold our breath when we do something that's challenging. So let's begin with our warm-up, starting with our neck. I can't hear the music. It's not very loud. Of course, now I'll probably bust your eardrums. Side to side. I know this is the one I get stuck on. It feels so good to stretch my neck side to side. Just roll our shoulders. Always roll forward first. And back. So keep your circles small. About the size of a quarter. Big shoulder circle. To our ball, separate, stretch that spine. Here's Miss Annie. We're in our warm-ups, Miss Annie. We're on our spinal warm-up where we go side to side. For our hips, shifting weight to one leg. center, shift weight, and let's do that on the other side. Maintaining that upright posture and continuing to breathe. Side to side, tapping it out. For our knees, loose fists at our hips, shifting weight, lift, tap and punch. Step out, shift weight forward and back, keeping both feet on the floor. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. For our ankles. Heel toe. Big toe, little toe. Side to side. All right, give yourself a good shake. Let go of any tension that remains. I'm going to grab something off the floor. Oh, goodness. That was a lot to bend over. All right, so we're nice and loose and ready to practice our movements. We're going to go through our basic 6 movements. Our goal, thinking about slow, smooth, and continuous. I know we're at different stages of learning and knowing our moves, and that's okay. It's part of it. There are times whenever I mess up on a movement I've been doing for years. So there's no perfect Tai Chi. We're just experiencing the movements with our principles, and selfishly we want the benefits. So let's practice. That's how we get better. And we're going to go through our basic 6 movements several times. So let's start from the top. I'll call out the names of the movements as we go. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. There we go. Turn this down just a little bit. All right. So we're going to go through it again. So there may be things that you picked out, you noticed you needed, that maybe you did wrong, or maybe you just weren't sure of. But you know better, and you know how to fix it. Did somebody have a question? Okay. So we'll go through it again. And then I'll talk to you about something else. All right, here we go. Practicing our basic 6. Thinking about our principles, specifically slow, smooth, and continuous. And begin. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Open, close. Close it out. So I felt like that was like the slowest I've ever done those movements. And why do I feel that way? Well, it's because my focus was on slow, smooth, and continuous. So whether it was or not, who knows? But that's where my focus was. And so as we learn these movements and are able to do these movements without really thinking, because that's how well we know them, right? That's our goal. That doesn't mean you're there yet, and it's okay. So our goal is to be, our bodies just move, though, just go, and we're not really even thinking about it. It's like we've done it so many times that we just go with it. We know what's next. In thinking about that, once we get there, we want to really start chiseling those edges off, smoothing, sanding those edges. And what that means is when we go to, when we switch directions, goodness gracious, when we switch directions, we don't want it to be sharp. We don't want to come up and down. You know, we want to come up and down. See how slow and smooth that is. We want to come down and then come in and up. So everything is very smooth. When it comes to waving hands in clouds, see, some of this you don't see because my back is to you. So when you come to waving hands in clouds and you get to this side, make that switch really smooth and then go. So don't get in a hurry to switch and start turning to the other side. Really make a big deal out of that switch. Take your time with it. Turn and then switch and be done with your switch and then start going. So don't get in a hurry to switch and start moving. So really start working on the the smoothness of your transitions. That's what we're thinking about as we go through these movements. So smooth transitions. When we come up and go down, make that really smooth. When we turn and we're switching our hands, make that smooth. And then go to the other side. So the smoothness, the sandpaper on the edges. So let's go through it again. And begin. Commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close, and close it out. So I thought about something as I was doing that, and at the end of that waving hands in clouds, and you're going to the middle for the open and close, that was one of those moments to make it smooth and continuous. Of course, we're going slow, but watch, coming to the end, that last waving hands in clouds, I know the next move is open and close is in front of my chest, but I'm not just going to put that hand up and quickly go to open and close. So I'm here, I'm finishing that last turn, I bring this hand up, and it's like a magnetic force. I'm pulling it back to center for open and close. So see how nice that is, and how it makes it just more smooth. To come to the end of that last turn, bring the hand up and come back to center for open and close. So those are just those little intricate things that you can do to help your Tai Chi just be more smooth and continuous and less choppy. And so that just comes with time and practice. So I'm just pointing out different things for y'all to go, oh, I didn't really think about how to transition that move. But that's what I think of as like a magnetic. I pull it to center. And you hear that pull? What is that? Gentle resistance. That's moving as if the air is heavy. The pulling back to center, open and close. You know, you can treat that as a moment for gentle resistance, as if you're opening and closing an accordion. Okay, so any questions about that? I know sometimes when you talk about different things with Tai Chi, I can feel like kind of hokey about it and be like, I hope that makes sense. But the mental quietness, the Jing, working with energy of Tai Chi, it's working with something that you can't see. You know, we're making things happen that we can't put our finger on. It's something that we feel. And doing those little, smooth parts to our movement helps us get everything out of Tai Chi, especially that internal experience. So let's go through it again. Do what you may. Do what you need. You may still want to be a little bit choppy because you're still thinking about what the moves are. So here we go. One more time with our basic 6, and then we'll go back to learning some of our advanced 6. And begin. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close, single whip, waving hands in clouds. Open, close, close it out. So hopefully you got to practice something that you wanted to. There in the beginning, I was thinking more about my empty steps before my weight transfer. And maybe because I was focusing on empty steps, it wasn't as smooth as what it was whenever I was thinking about it being smooth. That's why those basic 6 movements never get old and never get boring, because you can practice them in so many different ways. And so I encourage you to think about it like that. I'm going through these movements. I'm working on slow. I'm going through these movements. I'm thinking about smooth, those edges, those transitions, and the continuous in those transitions. Gentle resistance, as if I'm moving through heavy air. All of our principles, break them down, practice those moves. And in 6, you can do that many times, 6 moves, and you practice for 30 minutes, those 6 moves. All right, so moving to our advanced 6. So this is, it's called advanced for a reason. They are more complicated moves. This is where I really encourage you to put hand movement and weight shift together to get the experience of these moves. So we'll talk about brush knee. We're coming from open and close at the end of basic 6. We're going to shift left and turn that right toe in. Now there's no weight on our right foot when we turn our right toe in. All the weight's on this left foot. The left or the right heel is connected to the ground, but there's no weight there. When we give our right foot weight, we reach our right hand out in front of us, and our left hand comes and hovers over that elbow. Then we pull that left foot and our left hand down to our hip. Now we're ready to step to the left. I step left. I bring this right hand up and turn. I shift as I push that hand. See the weight shift and the push. Shift and push. And then I follow step right. Brush knee. Again, brush knee. We shift left, right toe in. Shift right, lay right. Separate, prepare. Step left, right hand comes up and turns. Shift left as I push. Follow step. Our next move, play the lute. So we finished with that follow step. Remember that our follow step foot is the period foot, the end of the movement. No weight goes there because it's the first step in the next move. So that foot is going to step back and we turn our hands. So we turn our hands from here to here because we're preparing them to pass each other. And that's the play the lute. So we're here at the end of brush knee, turn hands, shift as those hands pass, and then our follow step happens when this hand rests over our elbow pit. So end of brush knee, all the weight's on the left foot, we follow stepped with our right, play the lute, step back right, turn hands. Shift right as those hands pass, and when I get to that elbow pit, follow step left. So these follow steps are challenging because we're not traveling. So typically when we take that step, it's forward and forward. And so I think that plays tricks on our brains to follow step and still be behind. Follow step and still be in front. So just know that and practice that. All these steps are half steps. We're not taking big steps and going places here. So end, bump, play the lute, step back right, turn hands, shift right as they pass, follow step left. Now we have parry and punch, or parry and punch, because there's 2 parries. Remember, our hands pass each other like this for play the lute. For parry, we're going to flip, and then we're going to let them pass till the elbow. Then we're going to flip, and we're going to let them pass until we get to that elbow. So this right here is a parry. Parry, parry. Think of it as putting on those white gloves to the elbow, putting on those white gloves. I've said pat the kitty like a kitty cat was sitting on the this part of your arm, and you're just patting over top of it. Not real small, not really big kitty, a real tiny kitty, but parry and parry. So the hand that's reached out at the end of play the lute, it stays out when you flip. and then you parry. The hand that's out stays out and flips and parries. The hand that's out stays out and becomes your guard, and the right hand comes to your front pocket to grab your flowers, and then you deliver your flowers over top. And so remember, you're not hammering down on yourself. You're coming and hovering right over top of your arm, and when you end, your wrists are lined up. And that's the position of your hand, as if you're holding flowers. You're not really punching someone, right? So it's and punch. So that gives you a review of the handwork. We finished play the lute, parry, parry, and punch. There's the flip, parry, flip, parry, guard, get your flowers, and deliver them. That helps give you a narrative. Remember, it's your front pocket where your flowers are, not your back pocket, because if your flowers were in your back pocket, that would make you twist and you would potentially hurt your spine. So you want to stay strong in your stance, grab your flowers, and deliver those flowers. Footwork of parry, parry, punch. After talking about that handwork, here's play the lute. We follow step back with our left foot. Parry, we step left. Shift, we step right. Shift, we step left. Shift, and follow step right. So we are going places here. Step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, and follow step. So parry, parry, and punch. I know it's nice to break it down just to think about one part at a time, but we can't avoid putting it together. So we have play the lute. Now we're going to parry, parry, and punch. I step left, flip my hands. Shift as I parry. I step right, flip my hands. Shift as I parry. I step left, put up my guard. My right hand automatically came down to that front pocket. I shift left as I deliver those flowers, and I follow step right. And so that's the end of parry, parry, and punch. I know it's complicated. We'll revisit it again, but let's go ahead and finish the drill with block and close because it's easy. We step back right, we release our hands. We shift right as these hands come down to our hips. Follow step right. Now we push the tiger. We step right. Step left. Shift as I extend those arms out. Follow step right, and then we go to the front. Open, close. So I know brush knee and the parry, and punch is challenging because there's so many things going on. But that block and close and push the tiger is great. We're here. We step back right, release our hands, shift right as they come to our hips, follow step left, push the tiger, step left, shift as we extend those arms, follow step right. So isn't that nice how we kind of come back and go forward? Practicing this move right here is great for your balance. To step empty, then shift, follow step empty, step back empty, shift, follow step empty. So please practice this move. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with parry and punch. Practice weight shift forward and weight shift back. I had you practicing Tai Chi walking forward, Tai Chi walking to each side when we first learned our basic 6. But when it comes to our advanced movements, practice forward and then back. That empty step, then step forward, then the shift, empty step, step back. See, empty step forward and an empty step back. So the whole time the weight is left on this one leg. Then give it weight. Now it gets to hold the weight while you empty step back and empty step forward. So that gives you practice going forward and back with your empty step and weight being on one leg. So it's a little more challenging than just the regular Tai Chi walking where we empty step shift, empty step shift. You know, we're kind of taking our turns with the weight as we Tai Chi walk forward. Work going sideways is just a different way to practice the same thing. Different muscles a little bit, but the front and the back allows you to remain that empty step, and that helps you get better with your advanced 6. So when we do advanced 6, the first way to the left, it's block and close and push the tiger. It's led by our left foot, where we come back and forward. Follow step. Step back and forward. But when we do it all to the other side, it's the opposite. It's right foot in front, where we come back and step forward. So we block and close, push the tiger. So definitely practice that stepping back and stepping forward with the follow step. And that allows you to keep weight on one leg longer. That'll help you get better. All right. So again, advanced movements. Most times flies when you're having fun. Brush knee. Shift. Right toe in. Shift right, lay right. Separate, prepare. Step left, right hand comes up and turns. Shift. Follow step right. Play the loop. Step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass. Follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left, guard, grab your flowers. Shift left as we deliver. Follow step right. Block and close. Step back, release hands. Shift. Follow step. Push the tiger. Step left. Shift as I extend those arms out. Follow step right to the front. Open, close. Let's do it all to the right. Let's just challenge ourselves. Brush knee, shift right, left toe in. Shift left, lay left. Separate, prepare. Step right, left hand comes up and turns. Shift right as I extend and follow step left. Play the loop. Step back, turn hands. Shift left as they pass. Follow step right. Parry punch. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right, guard. Shift, deliver. Follow step. Block and close. Step back left, release hands. Shift as you bring them back and follow step right. Push the tiger. Step right. Shift as I push. Follow step left to the front. Step. Shift. Step. Hands face. Open and close. So I know that's a lot of words. A lot going on in these advanced movements, but just with practice, that's how we get better. Let's do it again. Let's do the left and to the right. I'll say the name of the movement. Oh, I gotta start over here. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. To the front. Open and close. Brush knee. Going to the right. Play the loop. So see, we're not so worried about slow, smooth, and continuous. We're just trying to get all these moves in. Parry, parry, and punch. We'll get the smooth and the continuous once we get really good at learning these moves. It's a process. Push the tiger to the front, open, close. All right, let's do basic 6, advanced 6, and then we'll give ourselves a nice fist massage. And commence. Back to familiar territory. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advanced 6. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open, close. Do you see improvement in yourself? Good. That's all we ask is a little improvement. That doesn't mean we get it all right. So always give yourself grace. If you stayed upright the whole time, you killed one principle. You got it. Our goal is just to be in charge of our bodies as we move. Moving them slowly gives us more control of our bodies. It gives our muscles the ability to be more stabilizing whenever we slow things down. You think being slow is easier, but really it's more challenging. So if you feel that, if you feel like it's more challenging, you're right, it is. Gather tension and let it go. Too many people don't want to slow down. They just want to stay in a hurry. But so many benefits in slowing down, mentally and physically. Gather that tension. We don't want to live with tension. Let's let it go. Gather and release. Big shoulder circle. Really take a good inhale and exhale. Completely fill those lungs with air. Completely empty those lungs with air. And you do it at your own pace, based on your lungs and your needs. Just let it go. Inhale, breathe in, calm. Exhale, any kind of stress. Just practice using your lungs. We have our right hand representing our strength, our left fingers together representing our friendship, our thumb in our humility. We put those together, and in mutual respect we say namaste.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Y'all stay well. Stay well. I know there's still a lot of sickness going around. I jest about my love of sugar and fat, but it's not really a joke. But you know, whenever we consume food that's bad for us, that can affect our immune system. So in this time of, we're getting nicer weather, so we're going to be able to be out and about. But that's why so many people get sick. We get stuck inside, and we probably eat worse than we do when it's nice out. But y'all stay well. If y'all need me, let me know, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Take care too.
Okay.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.